All right, YouTube. Hello, good evening. My name is KarQ. We're actually filming this live on stream, a live YouTube video. And I was informed of a very interesting website called OWTICS.GG. OWTICS. I'm sure it's short for analytics, but Overwatch ticks works for me too. Chat's over here. Say something cute. Cute emotes. And we're gonna take a look at this website because this actually has statistics that is pulled from the main Overwatch website. So if you actually go on the Play Overwatch website and then view some of their stuff here. So like over here, you can actually go to hero stats on the official website. And I think it pulls data from here. It actually pulls everything specific for ranked, all the map specific win rates, all the regions, and then you can switch to console. But I've done videos on this channel where I go through this, but honestly, it's kind of ugly and really hard to look at a glance, right? Data analytics is a pretty cool kind of career and making things look pretty, and that's exactly what this website seems to do. I was informed by it, and now we can actually see which maps have, like, you know, strong heroes. We can see which heroes are trending, and we can see the win rates and filter by everything, just like the official Overwatch website, but in a much more neat way. So let's take a quick look. It's going to be like a 50-hour video to go through every single map, every single hero, every single region on all consoles. We're gonna just take a look at everything at a glance. Do the filters update the data, or was it? The patch is from the start of the most recent patch. It takes a day for the site to catch up. So it's usually at least once a day it should be updated, and this seems to be pulling from it actively if I read the FAQ correctly. So this should be pretty accurate to the official website. So let's not waste any more time. What's going on at a glance here? Well, first of all, a trending tab here is what they see. What they show. Lifeweaver got a big bump. This is versus the mid-season 1 patch versus currently season 2, and we've had a hotfix patch since. This is compared to mid-season, so we've obviously had a bunch of Lifeweaver changes and buffs to him, so his pick rate went up. Kiriko's pick rate actually went up as well overall, and this is for season 2 America's competitive. I should have said that. And I can probably assume this is from the recent Kiriko nerf buff, where they nerfed the Swift Step teleport, but they buffed the healing paper speed, so she's gone up. Hazard's kind of been really good for a while, and I think people are just kind of picking up on him. He didn't really get changed in the season 2 patch, but people kind of realize that he's been kind of a demon in pro play, and everyone's been picking him up again. Ramatra got the base kit change with being able to throw the Ravenous Vortex on command, so his pick rate went up. So why did these pick rates go down? Well, Sojourn and Emre, I guess, kind of fall into the Sierra category. Sierra was the brand new hero this season, probably as a result bumped her win rate, her pick rate down. Specifically for Sojourn, they fall in the same niche. Emre more so because he got nerfed, same with Bastion, and Mizuki got nerfed as well, so all of these went down. Maybe we won't take too much of a look on the map meta, but here on the role meta at a glance, Hazard seems to be performing the absolute best. But of course, stats are always contextual at the end of the day, and they depend on what rank you play in. But Hazard, averaged overall, seems to be on the winning side. Same with Reinhardt and same with Wrecking Ball, which is very interesting to me. I'm sure when we filter down and look down, Grandmaster Plus, I'm quite sure Ryan and Wrecking Ball will be down there on the bottom. For damage heroes, Pharah rising up like crazy because, again, they added the base kit stuff, the concussive blast is damage on the new perk. A lot of juicy information on this website, like you said. Genji is up, Sierra, of course, with a really positive win rate, especially after they buffed her from her damage from, what, 7 to 9. She's been pretty solid up until Grandmaster, and we'll take a look at that afterwards. You know what's interesting here? Everybody asks what supports can they play to climb up, and you can see the trend on average. Majority of players play between bronze to diamond, right? Like masters and above is less than 10% of the players. And again, since this is average for all, you can see it in the support category that as long as you play a very DPS oriented support, it's more conducive to wins, simply because you are killing targets and you're offering damage to eliminate a person. When you heal someone on support, you're healing a person so that they can hopefully kill someone, versus you on the support, you just do it yourself. So Zenyatta and Alari seem to be very stable in that. Mizuki, as a byproduct as well, because Mizuki's forced to be active with his shots non-stop to build aura, he's a more damage-oriented support by nature as well, and it seems to be conducive to wins here. So that's pretty neat to look at. I am from the Americas region, so let's take a look at this. Season 2, all tiers. I'm not going to show you all tiers, but what you can look at is at a glance here, which is quite nice. The pick rate by tier. So again, since this is averaged overall, it seems like Kiriko, Sierra, Moira, super high overall average, but if you filter it by tier, you can see this is bronze, silver, gold, plat, diamond, masters, and then grandmaster plus. I don't know why they used orange again for masters. I was hoping they could just use the green that they actually use here. But you can see Kiriko's pick rate rises up, Sierra's pick rate goes down. And what's interesting here is your win rates by tier as well. It's actually on the red side, which is below 50%. And then in Grandmaster Plus, it's 50%. And then when I mentioned Sierra, how even though she has one of the highest damage win rates, that's for the majority of players. But her pick rate goes down the higher you go, and her win rate gets pretty bad the higher you go, 45% here at the end. So that's the trend. Same with Moira. Moira and Sierra are a metal rank kind of like favorite because they get a lot of good floor value. Easy grenades, easy ultimate for Sierra to get good consistent value. People will just die to things. People will always die to the orbs. So heroes with high skill ceilings like KarQ and Ana, you can see the pick rate trend goes up. Unfortunately, the win rate on Ana is not great even in GM Plus here. But again, this might be America's. I'm surprised this website actually has China data. I don't know where they grabbed this from. What the hell is this? Okay, see, in China, they just do it different. You know what I mean? GM is 67% win rate for Ana. What the heck? KarQ's pick rate is 1%. Do they just not like KarQ in what GM Plus? This is G Masters and GM, like, I don't know this China data. So the official Overwatch website only shows Asia, Americas, Europe. I don't know where they're pulling this from specifically. But if we take a look at Asia, which covers Koreans, yeah, Ana does a much better up here at 51%, and KarQ does really well in the Korea region with an insane pick rate. And in Europe, what's the trend here? So these are just your tops, right? But yeah, this is pretty good at a glance. So let's just quickly scroll down, and I want you guys to just take a look at the overall. It's filtered by pick rate, and then we obviously have the win rates here that are scattered. I'm just gonna quickly look down so you can look at this at a glance here, and I'll point out anything that I see that is notable. Emre. Anything that has a pretty consistent graph is fine, but the stuff that you can see with the trend lines is quite interesting. Like Emre gets picked a lot more at high ranks, does a lot better. Bastion, really good at, really popular in metal, and then goes down, 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 down. Reaper seems to be consistent and full green. So this is an example of a hero that is doing really well, especially with the dire triggers change, of course. Solid at all ranks. Lifeweaver, remember we saw the trend, Lifeweaver got picked a lot. He actually went up quite a bit. I'm surprised that he is, what's it called, doing really well on NA right now. Even with this, in GM Plus, 52%. Big buffs to all the healing. Base kit with the cleansing grasp. Wonderful stuff here. Sigma, ooh, not too hot on GM Plus. Well, I say not too hot, but it's 49.8%. That could easily be flipped. Orisa, not good. Sojourn. So this one looks like an outlier at 44%. Even though Sojourn's picked a lot in GM Plus at 20%, she's still not quite there at 47% win rate on Americas. And then this is despite everybody saying Sojourn is broken and that. It's because when you're on the receiving end of a really good Sojourn, it is very noticeable. But I guess there's a lot of other Sojourns that are just not doing what they need to do, which is quite interesting here. Illari, high pick rate in GM Plus. So I think the ones that are straight green all the way wins, good win rate in all ranks. We can see right now it seems to be Reaper, Weaver, Sigma. Like this is fine. It's majority green at all ranks. Onron, how bad is this? 49.5%, that's fine. So Onron's a good pick. Illari's a good pick. Ramatra, what's going on here? Where is he struggling the most? Around the mid ranks. High ranks, 49%, that's pretty acceptable. That's not too big of a deal. Who is green all the way? Lucio is fantastic still. Wu Yang, interestingly, I still play him. 49%, that's fine in the super high ranks. 49%, that's also fine. Wu Yang is great. Winston, great. Tracer's great. Domina, great. Doom, what's going on with Doomfist at the super high ranks? 47%. But here we can see the pick rates are actually going down, 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 down. Hazard's great. Brig apparently is great. Yeah, Brig got some buffs this midseason patch, and they play her a lot in OWCS. Very, very cool. Wow, Baptiste is struggling. Yeah, Bap is not doing too hot. Where were we with Bap? Yeah, he's also straight red all the way across. Seems like the lighter red means even lower win rate. Dark red means it's actually pretty close to green. I would have went the opposite way if I were coloring this page. Dark red means it's like bad, but I think they're going with the opposite look here. So Brig is great. Hazard's great right now. Pharah's fantastic. Wrecking Ball, pretty 46% is not great in GM. I mean, majority players, that's fine. But yeah, that's like the really good stuff. And then the really bad stuff is like Vendetta right now. Her pick rate, she is the least picked hero in the game. Vendetta went from the most picked, most banned to least picked and terrible because they nerfed her so much at the beginning of the season. They had to rebuff her slightly with 25 more HP, but she's still not in a great spot. Pharah's all green. Yeah, Pharah's in a great spot thanks to A, concussive blast change, and B, base kit with drift thrusters means you get a brand new free ultimate here. So another thing you can do on this website, which I found was really nice, is the scatter graph. This might be the better way to look at it instead of scrolling down and looking at it at a glance here. So you can see it goes to popular to niche, versus weak to strong. So we saw how Kiriko win rate was not like the highest on average, but she's extremely popular. So she's popular, but she's not in the higher area. It says Sierra is really popular and really good. But again, this is a scatter graph for all tiers. Actually, if I filter this to Grandmaster, does the scatter graph change? Oh, it does. Okay, let's just do that then. Scatter graph. I mean, I don't want to show it onto, you know, just like your medal ranks, but maybe we'll just take a look at Grandmaster Plus. What are the top players doing? Because like, yes, you can play, at the end of the day, if you guys are a medal rank player looking at this stuff, none of this stuff really matters because you can play anything at medal ranks and you can see anything works. But getting an insight on what the top level players are playing when you can play that hero to the highest potential is a better way to kind of look at the game to see what you can strive for to extract more value on the heroes. So let's just take a look at Grandmaster at all the regions and call it there. You can just see at the high ranks, if you want to look at things on the right side for popularity and above the midline. So we want to look at Kiriko, Tracer. Ana, not too great, but she's still pretty popular. And when we look at other regions, she'll be higher. Emre is fine. Lucio, Illari, Hazard, Reaper, Pharah, Symmetra. Very niche heroes, but whenever they are played, they're really good. Domina, even Junkrat, Weaver, Mauga, Ashe, Zarya. So these are the things you want to look for if you play in the America ladder on PC. Now let's look at America ladder on can I switch this to console? Where's the console button? Because there's a lot of console people who watch the video. Unfortunately, we cannot look at console. So let's actually take a look at Europe Grandmaster then, because that's all we've got here. And then we'll look at Asia after. So in Europe, same trend. Kiriko, Ana, Tracer, Emre. Ana, not too good if you're not playing her in the right situations. But the trend is Kiriko, Tracer, Emre, Illari, Hazard, Lucio, Reaper, Pharah, Diva, Sim, Domina, Lifeweaver. Honestly, when you look at it like this, kind of similar in Grandmaster Plus. In Asia, Ana does much better and is the most popular. Kiriko, Tracer, Emre, Illari. Winston comes up here, same with Wu Yang. Hazard, Sig, Pharah, Zarya, Echo, Symmetra. Basically, these are what all the high-level players play, and then most people just seem to avoid the Roadhog and Ryan's Vendetta. They don't like Lifeweaver down in Asia, apparently. And then for China, again, I don't know where they're pulling this from, but oh my god, the pick rate 0.6%. Maybe this data, we might have to throw this out just because this does not seem... I have no idea where they're pulling this from, like I said. What is going on here? Mercy in Grandmaster Plus? Home of the Mercy Mafia? Is this actually... Maybe it's true, though. When I did watch some OWCS China, they kept referencing the Princess something. And apparently that's like they love Mercy there as well. Illari, Wrecking Ball as super popular heroes here. Okay, well that is PC at a glance in Grandmaster. So yeah, pretty cool website. I'm not sure where else to go from here. Maybe we can take a quick look at maps. So one interesting thing I want to show you is that if you do use these sites, again, don't let like analytics sites like make the decisions for you, but let's just say you're loading up on Havana and you don't know what to pick, right? I can tell you from personal experience, Havana is a very Sigma based map. Let me see if I'm right here. Apparently not. It's Junker. Well, actually I am right. 38% pick rate on Sigma. I looked at this and I saw 66% win rate in Grandmaster Asia, but it's Sigma as the most popular because even when I play I play Havana in GM, it's always these heroes. So you can actually take a look at, if you don't know what to play here, Grandmaster on Havana, then you can see, you know, this is what's going on. Or, you know, you can look at your specific heroes, which is actually kind of cool to see. So if I'm like, I don't know, let me pick a more niche hero where it's not played all the time, like a 5%er. Okay, let's pick like Junker Queen. If I had to guess, Queen is a brawly hero and she probably does better on control and that kind of style map. So if I actually pick Junker Queen, this site has so much data. It's actually crazy. Her best map is apparently Junker Town, and her worst map is, or sorry, this is these are the top three: Junker Town, Samoa, Runasapi, and her worst maps are Circuit Royale, Dorado, and Gibraltar, which kind of checks out. You can kind of see the layout of Gibraltar, super far away. People play on high ground, really hard to kind of get consistent value and stuff like that. You can see the win rate by mode, Flashpoint by far. Flashpoint control, very scrappy square points where you fight on versus some escort maps, which are super long sight lines. And then you get a little scatter graph on her best maps. Overrated is Suravasa with a very high pick rate, but also low win rate. It says Junkertown is the hidden gem because, again, it has the highest win rate, but the pick rate's really low on her. Data is cool, man. Oh my god, look at this. Americas on Junker Queen versus Asia. What are these interesting stats we got here? ICHI rating has not been updated since Overwatch 2 Season 20. Okay, that's too much information for my brain right now. I am like an dumb end user, and I'm assuming people who are watching this are not all dumb end users, but I'm going to assume you're kind of like me and you just want to get to the nitty gritty. But I'm not going to click through every hero for you guys, but this is another bit of insight. Again, the overall takeaway point. Oh, we got esports in the schedule going on here. That's neat. But again, the overall takeaway point, we saw what's trending. You guys know what to play now. It is those heroes I listed above. I forgot to mention the ones you don't want to avoid playing, or you want to avoid playing, I guess, who are not doing too hot. Now, I wouldn't say avoid playing because I want you guys to still practice Sojourn and play the heroes that you enjoy at the end of the day. But like, let's filter this by Grandmaster Plus. Vendetta, not hot. People argue about Sombra, but like Sombra just does not get played at super high ranks in Americas. 2% overall pick rate. Baptiste, not great. Sierra, not great in super high ranks. Makes sense. Wrecking Ball, probably due to Mizuki's launch, went down. I'm surprised I actually see a lot more Bastion. This isn't, everyone's experience is going to be a little bit different, especially compared to data. I feel like I see Bastion way more than what it tells at 4%. I literally have not seen a Freya in forever. I see tons of Sojourn and Cass. I barely see Reinhardt. Reinhardt's hard to play in Grandmaster Plus, but again, you know, it's good for everybody else. And yeah, I wouldn't say avoid these heroes, but that's the trend there. Let's take a quick look at Asia as well for the win. Oh God, Roadhog, Reinhardt, Lifeweaver. So region by region, Lifeweaver is just not played very well in Asia, but he's doing pretty solid in Americas, right? Where is Lifeweaver in America? Lifeweaver's at 52% win rate versus 41. So again, don't take the stats too literally, because your pick can also depend on what your tank picks and what the enemy tank picks and what the rest of the lobby tends to pick. Difference in play styles. Very interesting. And then in Europe, same thing. We definitely see Vendetta, Freya, Bap, Sombra at the bottom, Roadhog. So like, I guess if we wanted to average it out between the 3 main regions, these are like the couple of choices that are not doing too great up there. And that's it for this website. We'll link it in the description, but maybe we can just take a look at this on every major patch and just see what's sort of changed, what's kind of trending at a glance. So shout out to the creators of this website. Very cool. Thanks for showing this to me. And yeah, see you guys next time.